I've always felt there is much more to sound than what we are taught. My first to understand the power sound has and how it affects us all became my obsession, calling me to every corner of the globe. This is my journey, hunting clues from our ancient past and our most current science. My search to uncover the true power of sound. After exploring sound throughout Africa, Mexico and the USA in our first 2 episodes, we're now journeying to Egypt's ancient lands to learn from Egyptologists, researchers and guides from Giza right down the Nile. We also visit with sound practitioners and enter ancient resonant temples, investigating the sound and healing mysteries of this time-honoured culture. We're privileged to experience Nubian Sufi and Zar cultures with their healing ceremonies, striking performances and conversations about the role of nature and healing in this ancient music. To begin, let's sit down in Cairo and head straight to the Giza Plateau to experience these ancient wonders for ourselves. Absolutely next level. Just being here is not like something you can ever even see through the film. It's an absolute mountain. Wow, welcome to Egypt. Anyone who's searched for answers to Egypt's mysteries will know the vast number of conflicting theories out there, from historical accounts of the ancient Greeks to our modern sciences of Egyptology, archaeology, geology, and so on. So if all this speculation out there, where does one start in the hope of uncovering any real truth for this ancient culture and its people's relationship to sound? I think the answer is the same for anywhere in the world. Start by seeking out the people indigenous to those lands to hear their history firsthand, and then hold up today's research and science to that knowledge. Here in Egypt, we're able to do this thanks to the lifelong work and legacy of respected local elder and Egyptologist, Dr. Abdel Hakim Arwian, who spent over 56 years in the field, and whose children continued the Arwian lineage from their family home overlooking the Sphinx and Giza Plateau.
We are now on the high plateau of Giza. I brought you here particularly to know that this is artificial ground made. You can see the blocks of stone just to make the level of the ground in a straight level, in addition to put a construction on the top. Herodotus, the Greek, he says, ancient people here come with the tree trunks, put the stone on the tree trunks, push, trunks run like wheel, and it's a childish story. If you know what I'm talking about, this is the size of the stone.
30 feet, 200 tons.
Yeah, 200 tons. Now, what kind of muscles move these 200 tons? Now, the muscles in here.
In learning about the indigenous history in Egypt, there are some important facts we must set straight to reset what we think we know about this place and its people. Almost everything we're taught today about ancient Egypt is from the Greek perspective, but the Greeks didn't arrive in Egypt until around 500 BCE. So even according to the most conservative official dates, that is thousands of years after these wonders were built. We can now only imagine how much knowledge was lost by the time they arrived.
You see, the history was translated by this Herodotus, the Greek, and they call him father of history, while history began before him. Anyway.
I mean, well, the Greeks don't really know. They came in quite after the beginning of the old dynasty, didn't they?
Besides that, they were also students of the Egyptian civilization. Very famous name. Thales, Herodotus, Pythagoras, Solon, and Plato. They were students of the Egyptian civilization. And they took from the Egyptian priest the information about an ancient advanced civilization, the one that they labeled later as Atlantis. By the way, they found a piece of papyrus that shows all the triangles and everything from the ancient Egyptian time. So Pythagoras didn't invent that or didn't discover that himself, but it was passed down to him from the Egyptian priest.
Even the name Egypt is Greek. The indigenous name for the Nile Valley is Kemet, meaning the black land, referring to the rich black silt that nourished their farmlands each year from the Nile floods. You can see the thousands of years of Cometian kings here, the ancient indigenous rulers of this culture, right up until the first foreigners took over in 525 BCE. Throughout this episode, we'll keep correcting our perspective back to the ancient Kemetic knowledge, as Hakim does here.
Pharaoh is a Greek pronunciation and formed from Pir'a, and that's the high house. High house is always inherited by the woman. It's a matriarchy system. So if we say Pharaoh, we're meaning the woman ruler.
My father was born in a matriarchal culture. The mother leads.
Actually, in the ancient Egyptian civilization, the feminine was always honored. And then not just the queens, the priestess was equal to any priest. They can do rituals, they know how to read and write, and they can hold high positions in the temple.
Contrary to popular belief, there is actually no hard evidence that the Giza pyramids were ever used as burial tombs. We see none of the usual hieroglyphs or wall art detailing the life of the deceased like every other important burial tomb in Egypt. In fact, the precision and acoustic qualities of Giza's pyramids have led many researchers to a very different conclusion.
So the idea that the priest going on the real chamber and chanting the vowels, then this make a vibration. This vibration will help this person inside the sarcophagus to have the healing process.
So you're saying that it definitely wasn't a coffin, you think it was actually a sound chamber for healing?
Yes, what I think it's completely that the chamber was designed to have this re-vibration for this process, as a healing process.
I'm 71 now, and in the 50 years that I've been coming and going to Egypt, studying Egyptology and music, I've spent many nights alone in the King's Chamber. I would stay there and I would sing, and you could hear overtones and overtones and overtones, and certain words would set off the sarcophagus to a tone, and you could actually hear it ringing, and I would sing even more loudly, and it would get even stronger. And then you would hear the overtones. It would sound almost like a choir behind me.
There's no doubt that combining their sacred vows with the harmonic resonance of these chambers would have made for powerful ceremonies. But what other research has been done inside the pyramids to try to understand their power and purpose?
We already made experiments long time ago, purifying the water, or the flesh doesn't get rotten, or the razor blade becomes sharper, turns back, brain cells can grow again, and things like that. There are people that is making pyramid designs to use it for healing, and it works.
Pyramid power continues to fascinate scientists around the world, though it doesn't get the attention it deserves. Russian experiments reveal far-reaching effects spanning cellular, agricultural, tectonic, and even electromagnetic impacts.
We know, according to the studies that happened about the power of the design itself, that it absorbs cosmic energy.
I remember a captain told me they don't fly anywhere near the apex of the pyramids because all the instruments go berserk on the aircraft, so they don't fly near it.
So even with all the research to date, the intended function of Giza's pyramids is still widely debated. What can we learn from the ancient Cometian perspective about the pyramid's original design or purpose?
This is a water table. It's not just a mountain sitting in nowhere in the desert. It's a table, water table. The aim is to get energy from that construction.
The energy takes three elements: beam of the sun, running water, and sound. This triad is very powerful.
It's what we know when we're looking at the Giza Plateau. We know that we have underground tunnels that are underneath everything that we're walking on here. There are a series of underground tunnels where we have water moving, and they're not straight, they go back and forth.
The sound inside was not, in my opinion, was not created by chanting, it was generated by the running water.
You see that dark square next to the Sphinx? These are caves. This area is net of tunnels. Were built before the pyramid.
I swam in this water until here, under the Giza Plateau.
This water has shafts in some areas where the sun would come down and heat the water. So you actually have running hot water, you have running cold water.
And it is for the water to zigzag, be more charged. Because when the water rushes against limestone, create electric current, it creates biomagnetic energy, especially on the ley line. On the whole planet, the most native ley lines here on the plateau.
The deeper we go, the more we realise the Commission's profound knowledge and honouring of all elements of nature. This is even embodied in their original name for the pyramids.
Pyramid, it's not a Commission name, it's a Greek name. Pyramid, it doesn't mean anything. When you say Pirama, means what's in my horizon. What's in my horizon. Huh? But the ancient people label it as it's being constructed. Pernet, the house of Neter. There are only 3 letters, NTR, Neter. But the Greeks pronounce Nech. And that's the word we use today for nature.
This is called the Bent Pyramid, according to the official story. This was a mistake, but look, it's a perfect mistake. That's all I can say.
It can't be a mistake. Even when you look at it, it's like there's nothing that the Egyptians ever made seemed to be a mistake. They were perfect with their geometry and perfect with their building.
These devices, the pyramids, the pernetters, were never meant for people originally. If you crawl into some of them, there's not enough space. You'd have to send a young child in because it's not even a big enough space to actually go into the chambers.
When I look at the interior and the inside, I don't think the pyramid was made to be accessed.
The ramps and the steps that we find when we enter the pyramid, they didn't exist back then.
Do you think this pyramid was related to sound at all?
Yeah, that's what I actually believe. The design in the inside is very acoustic, resonating. We'll be able to play some flute in the inside so we can experience the resonance. The floor of the room used to be in the same level, which is up till here. And all this part was underground. For some reason, they've been digging down here, probably treasure hunting. Without that ladder that we have seen leading up here, this chamber was never meant to be accessible. That's like, why is this chamber there? But the ceiling design, what we can see, looking very acoustic.
It was a privilege to hear Yusuf playing his traditional Egyptian flute in his pyramid chamber and feel the organic sound resonating and reverberating. After seeing firsthand how the pyramids have been broken to gain us entry and altered to access inner chambers, it feels like they were not designed for people at all. So the question remains, what are they for?
The pyramid itself, it is a device, not for death, it's for health, for living, to keep the people healthy for the whole planet.
These are basically machines, but they're implosive machines. It's implosive energy, working with the elements of nature, the combination of rocks and minerals, the running water, the solar wind, the telluric currents, all creating this pulsing, vibrating pernetter that had multi-purpose effect.
It's a device for health. It's not a tool, never.
To explore further the importance of the netters and sound in the ancient temples, we'll leave the modern world of Cairo and Giza behind, travelling south to enter these sacred harmonic spaces and learn of the wisdom on their walls. The pace of life is slower here and feels more in tune with the land as we arrive at Karnak Temple the ancient way by boat on the waters of the Nile. we're greeted by sound practitioner Megan Maria and director of Karnak Temple, Mr. Halad Helmi, who tells us how this entranceway we are walking was once a canal connecting the Nile to the temple's marina. Mr. Halad has taken us in to explore this huge temple complex to learn about ancient ceremony and the netters.
Most of the Egyptians, they worship Ra as a god. That's why the name of the early kings called Khafra, Menkaura, Sahura, Sakmenra. And the Egyptian kings who lived in Thebes, they worshipped the local god of Thebes. And this god, his name is Amun. I didn't sing, but this is the way. Amun. The sound come from Amun. Come from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 7 mean heaven. So Amun, it is the sound of the 7th heaven. It is the sound of the whole universe. Till today, many people at the end of their prayer, they say, Amen. Or they call it
Hakim said the temples were the purbas. These were the places where you would experience powerful force fields that would have the power to alter consciousness, would have the power to bring back into harmony body, mind, and spirit.
It was my own healing crisis that was the profound place of realizing how powerful personal internal sound could be. And I basically had a choice to follow pre-cancer treatment or sell all my stuff and go around the world and research sound, and that's what I chose to do. All the pieces that I've been following and bringing together are not actually something I've invented, but are something that was once known in ancient times that's re-emerging in the world.
That's amazing. And you say you were diagnosed with cancer?
I had early cancer and I was at a point where I needed to have more surgery, and I just was in the hospital one day and I just thought, this is not me, I'm walking away from it, and I never went back.
Wow, that's amazing.
And I was using sound at the time to heal my pain, because I was going down the road of 18 painkillers a day, not being able to get out of bed, and then just ditched it and started singing my pain.
And that's how you did it? You wouldn't just listen to music, you'd sing?
I'd sing my pain, and some of those sounds that you heard tonight are how I created that. These pure tones have expansive, happy versions, and then they have the pain version where you can work with both.
That's an amazing story. And to hear it firsthand like that, thank you very much for sharing that with us.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
This is our medicine without any side effect. It gives the right dose. The sound is healing, harmonizing. It's very important for the whole planet.
Sometimes when we talk about sound healing, it becomes very boring. It becomes dry and empty. Oh, I'm doing my frequency and my... It's not inspiring. Like, people need to be inspired to heal, inspired to change, inspired to feel magical in their lives. And the Egyptian stories come in to enable that, because they're the oldest stories that we have in this intact system in the world.
Modern logic tells us that we evolve in a straight line, but many advanced cultures challenge this belief. In Egypt, it seems the older the monument is, the more masterful the techniques used, and often the better condition we find it in. Conversely, the newer the construction, the worse it had held up to the ravages of time. It's as if the most recent engineers and craftsmen have forgotten the old ways. We see this time and time again across pyramids, temples, and the quality of hieroglyphs, as Patricia shows us here in Abydos Temple.
And this is a beautiful example of the two different styles of lettering and craftsmanship. You can actually see the beauty of the Seti I symbolism. It's just gorgeous. And then you have Ramses II, his son, and the style then, and usually they would erase what was behind and then write their name. But in this case, we see that he did leave the work of his father, and it just goes to show how much better the craftsmanship was, literally just from father to son.
What's quite amazing is, as the time progresses, it seems that a lot of the information seems to devolve. So it looked like at a height and empire, and it seems as it progresses, a lot of information has been lost. This underground tunnel system, cut into the bedrock itself, houses enormous boxes of perfect craftsmanship that cannot be dated.
You see the fine craftsmanship of the box itself. If they could craft a box this size to such perfection, then look at the writings. They can't even etch or scratch a straight line. And this is why we believe the writings come later, at a later time. You can't date something based on the writings. How were these boxes used? Boy, we're all just guessing. Too big for the human body as we understand it today.
Graves for giants.
I knew you were going to say that. Hey, I can't rule that out, can I?
On our quest for Indigenous knowledge in Egypt, we're grateful to have been invited to visit a traditional Nubian island village. While we wait for our boat, I'm talking with our Nubian guide about his people's ancient Indigenous culture throughout southern Egypt. So your great-great-great-great-grandparents were like ancient Indigenous peoples of this land?
Yes, of course.
Wow. On our way to the island, we enjoy some local entertainment. Entering this Nubian village is an amazing introduction to this rich earthy culture of southern Egypt. In the outdoor market, we get a close-up taste of perhaps the world's oldest bowed instrument, the rababa.
Because it's made from coconut, and this is camel leather.
Okay, yeah.
This is bishel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The next day we're travelling further south down into Nubian country to experience Nubian music on Nubian lands. We learn that this part of the Nile is now flooded because of two dams built to provide electricity and reliable water supply to Egypt's growing population. In doing this, 100,000 Indigenous Nubians were displaced, as 500 kilometres of their ancient homelands and sacred sites were flooded. Most were relocated by the government north to the desert, far from the Nile and their culture. A small number chose to stay by moving to higher ground, like we find here on Hissa Island. It is a real honour to be welcomed into their ancestral lands, to hear these Nubian musicians sing their songs by the waters of the Nile.
Ask him about the effect of the nature in the Nubian music.
بتقبع في منطقة النوبة ثم أنين السواقي وأصوات السواقي.
That's the sound, the tones, they came from the nature itself. the water and also the birds, the local birds.
From the sounds of the rocks, from the sounds of the water, from the sounds of the wind.
The wind, the water wheels, the palm trees, when they work together, make like an orchestra of sounds. The reflection of the nature in the music.
The Nubian song, it all talk about he don't want to leave the Nile because he have like secret between the Nubian people and the Nile. But also this secret for Nubian old woman to help you in your life to be lucky, and she can know what she do it for you when you have any bad thing in your body or in your life.
And then she sings a song over you to protect you.
Yes. But it's a different song, not the same for making a party or a dance or wedding. No, it's a real different song. And this is the only Nubian woman that I know this, not anyone.
It's a tragedy how the Nubian people were flooded out of their homelands, and this beautiful culture fractured all in the name of progress. I'm grateful to have met them and witnessed their beautiful nature-inspired music here by the Nile. Another example of ancient Egypt's deep reverence for all aspects of nature.
The Egyptian system was very animist. It was very based on animals and nature and animal spirits and animal teachings, you know, the qualities of the lion, the qualities of the jackal, the qualities of the eagle. And these are not just primitive ideas, but beautiful inspirations to love life and love ourselves. Isn't it magical and beautiful? Everything in life is singing. It's not just humans that are connected in one, but the stars, the animals, the plants. When we tune to the stories and sing them with the sound frequencies, it all becomes alive. And I passionately feel sound healing at the moment needs to get to that other dimension. It needs to take the magic back, not get so mental and technological, but bring the mystery back in, which is what Egypt provides. My passion is reconnecting people to the resonant field of life so that we protect it and take care of it more.
Well, you know, the Egyptian people have always been farmers, and the farmers are my favorite people. I love them because they're so close to the earth and they teach you so much. And they had gods and goddesses that represented different things, such as Sekhmet. She's my favorite. She's a lion-headed goddess of Memphis. She's the goddess of disease. She's the goddess of war. She's the goddess of physicians. You know, but more than that, she's a cat. And so you have to study the lion in order to understand what they're talking about, and study the netter itself.
And the netters, they weren't actually gods, they were nature, wasn't it?
Yes, you can say netter in hieroglyphic. It is like energy, you can say. It is kind of energy.
That's in all of us.
Yeah, in all of us, of course, yes.
We have a Sekhmet in us. Yeah, we have Sekhmet in us. I've met plenty of them.
We don't have gods. We have netters.
They're energies, netters, that live inside us. And when you marry that with sound, you get a very profound holistic system, which is, again, is what was already done in the ancient times.
We go into the living libraries, which is the temples, to tap in with the netters.
You know, they would sing the goddess alive, they would sing the statue alive, they would sing the spaces alive. The sound was there to bring it all alive, and the spaces were there to bring the singers alive by making that magical connection.
All the temples have certain frequencies. If you chant in there, you will hear it, you will feel it. The majesty of it.
Yes, Hakim actually likened these frequencies to senses, sensibilities that can be awakened within us to bring us into a higher state of consciousness. And he said, yes, that these devices would resonate to these specific frequencies.
Most temples follow the hyper-style format and then the Holy of Holies, and you feel through those huge hyper-style columns that swirling effect that they make with sound. It creates a tangible atmosphere, and what that does for people is help them feel more present in the world and help them feel that the world around them is full of awareness and consciousness that's resonating back and forth with them, because we're a resonance and the world is a resonance, and we need to create that communication to feel like life is meaningful, and that's what the temples amplify.
Walking up the steps, you see the entryway to a small room, and in a way, it embodies the whole concept of the shrine, the birthing box. And right here is a beautiful expression. This image here of the box, this hieroglyph here is the name of Hathor. And so she gives birth to the seed as I, he, or Horus, and then all these waves of energy, this is the birth, the first breath, right, of life from the waveforms. And right underneath this, you see an arm from a figure that sadly has been etched out, but you see shaking the sistrum, the sound, right? Because this is all is vibration. Once you're alive, everything vibrates in waveform.
So this is one of the Egyptian queen called Amonordis from 25th dynasty. She just used sesh. Sesh means she used to dance with the sistrum and make very beautiful sound called sesh, you know. It is shh, shh, like this.
They used to use an instrument, which we call it sestra, which has a metal discus. When you just move it, it's jingling. And we found that they didn't use it only to make this jingling sound, but to make an ultrasound, which used for healing.
So the sistrum, this is healing modality of sound that they used to use in the ancient day.
Absolutely. Rattles, and all over the world, in fact. You shake the sistrum and you're creating a balanced heartbeat, right? A rhythm. Like the drum circles all over the world, if you have a beat or a waveform or a sound or a vibration that's out of balance, that's disease, right? So you take something and you bring that balance back through a rhythm, you know, a drum beat, a sistrum beat. You're actually bringing that waveform back into balance, which is healing, of course. And this is all the things that Hathor embodies. She is the sound, she is the womb, she is the joy, she is the dancing, she is love. That's all healing.
Just 30 kilometres south of Giza, neighbouring the red and bent pyramids, is Saqqara. Once thought to be a standalone pyramid site, aerial photography revealed a massive 15-hectare complex that had been buried by the sands of time. Once excavated and restored, it revealed one of the great insights into Commission high culture. I'm excited to explore this site because it houses an ancient sound healing hospital established over 4,500 years ago.
This is the entry corridor. See the corbelling on the ceiling? This is all for sound.
We've barely stepped into Saqqara and already we see sound technology. These ceiling panels are acoustic diffusers. We still build and use them today. They scatter sound reflections to maintain a clear, balanced acoustic environment and are common in tuned spaces like recording studios and concert halls. As amazing as this ancient colonnade is, with its 40 sound diffusing columns, I can't wait to explore the Sound Healing Hospital, located in front of the infamous step pyramid of Djoser.
According to Hakim, at one time, we had 11 niches on this side of the courtyard and 11 niches on this side of the courtyard, and each attached to at least one of what were 11 patients' tables in the center. This would be the only remaining patients' table. Once the patient got onto the table, a healer, a high priest, or an Imhotep, if you will, would walk through a little tiny labyrinth and then put his head in a niche that is connected via shafts and underground channels with running water to each one of the patient's tables. And so with this physician, this Imhotep, would put his head in the niche and be able to do a scan, almost like a visual x-ray of the energetic architecture of the physical body to see where it might be out of balance. And then at this point be able to send a tone, a color, a frequency via these channels to the patient that would be sitting on the table. Unblock whatever was blocking him, and of course restore the balance or harmony to the physical body.
Not just hearing the hertz frequency in there, like that. You can actually hear everything out here. Like it's like a microphone.
Well, and how he connects to the patient, of course, because the patient is on that table. So, of course, everything would be enhanced. That's part of the design of the structure itself.
Before I even started this expedition on sound and frequency, I would have been a lot more skeptic to, when people telling me stories, and the more while I've experienced it, well, the rabbit hole is deep.
Yeah, I've been here 10 years and I have seen so many things happen. Too many to mention. I've seen, yes, spontaneous healings very often that I actually recognized that we had to stop and get people medication and painkillers, and then suddenly, wow, we do a harmonic sound and pop, the pain goes away. And that's an ancient knowing. It's not miraculous, it's not supernatural, it's completely natural. Egypt is a powerful place. You're walking through these structures that have harnessed these energies, these currents. They're there for us.
Places like Karnak for me are dimensional fields. They're not just a building. In the old day they would have been very colorful, brilliant color, filled with sound and smell and music and chanting and incense and many different elements working on you, so that as you go in, you shift from the mundane experience of reality to a more dimensional experience of reality.
These are places for the altering of consciousness of body, mind, and spirit. I love bathing in the energies that each of these temples, these places embodies, each one a different focus, a different frequency, a different sound, and it's just incredible what you can experience.
Musical sound, if you do believe of it, it's like the magical world where you can open all the closed doors to speak with God, to speak with soul, to speak with land, to speak with animal.
I think that's principally what the temples are about, are to enhance your ability to listen to what life wants to say to you.
See, these are formulas. I don't call them magical formulas, but in a way they are, because our word magic comes from the word magnetism, and they understood that everything is everything is electricity. And what we're looking at on these walls is the study of man as electrical current, and everything in our environment, everything we perceive in our reality is it's electrical current. Sound, right? It all comes back to that. But they also understood that if you harness the currents, right, that's when you become the master magician, the magi, the one who knows current. And these are formulas for how to master the current, right? And what is the end goal? I believe the end goal is finding a space where we have total, complete freedom from the perception that we are our bodies, and therefore we have complete, total freedom of expression. I do believe that this is what we're all seeking, is the ability to be and express ourselves without fear of any kind of retribution, without fear of being all the things that we've told to be afraid of, right? That keeps us from expressing ourselves.
It is nature that we have lost along the way. Telepathically, I mean, look at the birds, look at the fish. They don't say, to the right, to the right, to the left. They just move together. This is how we used to be.
I think the most remarkable thing about sound for me is its ability to bring us home to true consciousness, which is vibrational experience. Sitting here feeling myself as energy, light, sound and breath, not thought, personality. And sound switches that on. It's the most profound healer.
say a big thank you to the Tsar. Thank you very much for coming in. It's a great pleasure to be sitting here with you and to be able to experience the music that you perform. I wonder if you could tell us a little bit about your songs that you sing, what you sing about.
واحد ماشي قرين بترضع قرنها دوست فيها وانا ماشي عكتتني اخذت مشان العذار راحوا بيه للدكاتره ما لقش ودوه مره واثنين للدكاتره ما لقش جابوها عندي فانا بقعد اقطع صور ذكور وبقرا له الفواتح عليه الاربعه الاقطاب لم جاب حبيبنا عبش وكتاب احباب محمد مجموعين عمر وعثمان وعلي بكر الصديق صديق النبي مفتاح الكون لقول لا اله الا الله محمد رسول الله.
So the songs act as prayers to God.
Yes. Yes. And yes, they heal every time. All the different tribes here used to have a sheikh responsible for the tribe, and they would send the patient to the sheikh.
Has the Tsar people been around for hundreds of years, for thousands of years?
It's very ancient, thousands of years. Since the archaic age. He's asking if someone made you get up or did you do it on your own?
I did it on my own.
No one pulls you to the music, but the music pulls you.
This is the power of music.
Yeah, music is the only thing that two sides of the brain receive in the same time.
Music affects us on every single level of our being, you know, emotionally, physically, spiritually, mentally. It's a focusing force.
Music brings nations together without conflict, with joy, harmony, power, because when we are more people in one place doing one harmonious thing, it's like music, we are very powerful. We are resonating on a higher realm. Manifesting more, of course, joy and music.
First time I get in contact with a singing bowl, we was on a riverside and he hit it with a wooden mallet. And it was like the singing bowl is calling me. I want to do this. Then the first time I grab it in the hand and start to hit it, I felt all the vibrations traveling up to my arm. And I was quite shocked how the vibrations are able to travel through the bone structure.
And I've got to say, mate, I just had an experience of that sound session then, and I don't even know how to put it in words. I was just there and I thought I'd just let go to it. It's kind of like I had like something like waving over me, and I had a really big out-of-body experience. Sort of came out and it was like I was rocking off a table, and I came out of my body and I was just flying over the desert landscapes, and then I was seeing Egyptian ruins and sort of going through these ruins and over top of them and thinking, why am I seeing this? And I could still hear the sound in the background. I could hear the sound as clear as day. It's quite fascinating, really psychedelic, and I can only like picture it from like psychedelic experience I've had when in Mexico, where I had smoked Bovari and Toad, and the shaman told me I was going to die, and then he played music over top of me, and then I went into this deep sort of crevice, like I was a cocoon, and I had to deal with all my trauma, and then I had to come out, and all I could see was light. But that's what reminded me.
So especially you went into a trance state.
Yeah, into a trance sort of state, yeah. So I don't hope it feels like freaking crazy, because it sounds a little bit weird, but I'm just actually explaining what sort of happened to me.
The monochord with the 21 string, which is so above, it's the invention of Pythagoras. He actually invented it for the body, to place it on the body to heal the soul.
To heal the soul?
To heal the soul.
I think it was quite interesting that the last thing you played over me,
The kosher bells.
the kosher bells.
Like
kinda
wind
like-
chime.
It was kind of like I was going this feeling like mum, like my mum, like this mum sort of.
When you
feeling
were a
like,
baby.
Like I was a
and,
baby.
yeah.
Like I was a baby, and then I was like, oh, what have I been doing to myself, like hurting myself for so long? It's like I was sort of feeling.
It
this feeling.
awakes you the older memories from when you were a child.
Yeah, that's
maybe
what it was
the
like. I was a
feeling,
baby
the
in a
emotions
cot.
you had.
Yeah, I
in
nearly
the cot.
cried. I was like, oh, like, mum. Yeah, really, really intense experiences, and pretty hard to talk about really, without just kind of feeling like people probably think that I'm going crazy.
No, you're not crazy. Almost of the people have such kind of visionary experiences or feelings when they are with me with the sound bath or the sound massage.
So how do you feel? I feel good, bro. I feel amazing. I was on so many journeys.
How do you think this actually heals the body through the vowel sounds and the perfect resonance of the chamber and the geometry of it?
It is like what's happening nowadays. For example, if you go for a Muslim sheikh and you listen for his repeating of Holy Quran with your heart, you can feel the energy of the healing in yourself like that.
The vibration actually enters in the cell structure inside in your body.
The Muslim sheikh, they explain about the energy that they have, which we normally call it here in Arabic barakah. You just receive it when you just listen. All of your heart and your body also should be listen to what he say, then you can feel it. And then you have the healing process that we know.
As I relaxed into the trance, I had a deep sense of love and connection with all people and Creator.
The Sufi tradition, the Sufi singing, where does it come from?
Yeah, it's very ancient because the Sufi comes from ancient Egyptian, but this Arabic word is from Islamic Sufi now. We're talking about self and spirit and contact with God.
بس الصوف كويس.
أنا أتكلم بأبعد من كده عن الحد. They say the Sufi is meaning is little life ago. Not only the musical you did of yourself and making your life was the gods.
So living life for God, the prayer, the singing is all for God.
Yeah.
And do people go in trance in Sufi singing? From the music, take you on a journey?
Yeah. Like up of the mind, like go to spirit, like fly. Yeah, when some people listening to music of the Sufi, feeling harmony.
Harmony.
Yeah, harmony. Yeah, like that. Yeah. The contact of the God is making you control of yourself, feel harmony always and not hate anyone, love all people. That is the idea of the Sufi.
If you could say thank you and it's been an honor to meet them.
عادي واخد بالك في المدح وفي الذكر وفي البتاع اقول لك متشكرين وبتاع. الحمد لله, thankful. They are so happy and thank you.
Thank you very much. Shukran.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
صديق النبي عبد الرحمن
the peaceful temples and farmlands to the south, we return to the bustle of modern Egypt and back to the unrelenting mysteries of Giza's pyramids.
We are still struggling in knowing how it was built.
What kind of muscles move these 200 tons? There's the muscles in here. Yeah. What makes anything weight is the gravity. And the ancient people here, the Cometians, know it. So there was an instrument invented, still you can see at the museum today. It's a disc. When it spins, it makes a sound. Vibration of the sound deal with the earth gravity. You get one of these, spin it, other side, a mirror for echo, and that's how it works. I have anti-gravity field. Never mind the size of the block, but it's weightless.
Today's scientists understand that acoustic levitation is real and that it works just as Akim had described, although to date we've only been able to achieve results on a small scale. In 1979, NASA research presented the ability to levitate, rotate and oscillate an object by modifying the acoustic field surrounding it. There were NASA patents dating back to the 1980s for acoustic levitation devices. What more can we learn about this intriguing artefact?
This was found in a tomb, an Old Kingdom tomb that dates back to about 3100 BC. So we're talking 5,000 years ago, right? Yeah. It's a long time, but it was found in pieces. This is a reconstruction. But when we look at the design even, you're looking at this it's like 3 millimeters thin fans, like little wings on this disc. They call it the trilobal disc. Hakim said it was a spinning disc to create a force field for levitation.
Can acoustic levitation really be scaled up from the tiny objects we can float today to somehow lifting the 200-ton stone blocks of ancient times?
Yeah, experimentation. That's all I can think of to take a real step forward in this.
It's a head scratcher. We don't know.
You're talking about 3,100 BC as well?
Yeah. 5,000 years ago, what are we talking about? Right, so, absolutely. Yeah.
Where are the scientists of the world? Is nobody interested like us to understand this big mystery?
Ancient Egypt is based on 5 cycles, not time, cycles. These 5 cycles relates to the day recorded on Nut, the goddess of the sky. The first cycle is called Khepar, and this represented the birth of the light. It has to do with the new dawn, golden era. The second one is called Ra. And then Un, when the sun is in the middle of the sky. When the sun is in the afternoon and the evening, it's called Aten. And this is the stage of Atun, to be in peace. And then the last cycle is called Aman, which is the hidden. During that cycle of Amun or Aman, it's all what happens in the dark. The wars, the killing, the fighting, dark.
This is Amun with the double feathered crown. Do you see whatever this fixture is that comes out of the back of his head and down to the ground? I see this and I always get this feeling of the Matrix. It's literally a perception that creates fear.
It is the power or the influence of Amun what made all this chaos.
Held hostage in a state of mind.
India's ancient knowledge from the Vedas also details these great cycles of the rising and falling of global consciousness, charting thousands of years of humanity's evolving journey, from material lows of ignorance and fear to spiritual heights of realization and multidimensional life, spiraling ever onward, ever onward. The Cometians show how our lives are deeply influenced by all the cycles and patterns of nature, not just on Earth, but our position to the stars and the great galactic center. Our ancestors knew these cycles, and they are telling us that we are now here, beginning our ascent towards a new golden age, rising above the crippling influence of Kali and Amun.
What we are dealing with now, it's end of an era and beginning of another. It's the end of Amen and starting again with Khipar, which means golden era, new beginning. All our senses are awakening. It is difficult to look back and say, how come we knew all this knowledge? Because we were awakened. All the people that you see that really angry, and they themselves will change because of the frequency that comes down on us. We act upon it, you know. But alhamdulillah, thank God, this new era, it's already spiraled in. So this new dawn already started. If you look 20 years ago, less people do yoga, spirituality, looking for the spiritual realm. It is changing now. So I want to tell people, it's not the end of anything, it's the end of the dark.
You can feel an awakening. You can feel so many people becoming consciously aware. The way that people are looking at the system, people are starting to wake up, they're starting to realise the TV, the manipulation, time. They're like hang on, I'm thinking differently. And a lot of people are changing. And it's hard for people sometimes with this awakening that's happening, because it's like, whoa.
You step out of your life. Yeah. And this is the hardest initiation, to step out of your life. But it's the best, because you discover more of who you are when you don't play the old game.
Your experience with sound, what can you sum it all up to? Worldwide, we've gone for religions around the world.
We need to sing more. We need to all sing.
I believe everybody have a gift or mission to do. When I say mission, it's like something difficult, but it's joyfully. We enjoy this journey during what we came here to do.
Everybody needs to sing more and laugh more. We're too serious.
The food for the earth is joy. And when we are joyful, our resonance of our heart is joy. And this is what nurtures the planet.
Life is too short. We have to be joyful. The world is beautiful. It's beautiful, and everybody in it. It's too bad that people think, oh, well, I don't know music, or, you know, I have a terrible voice or whatever. No, no, no.
It's not about how it sounds, it's the vibration that brings your light body alive. If you don't use your voice, nobody ever will.
Say and sing and enjoy yourself, even if you sing in the shower.
Egypt is not one single time or one single culture. Many thousands of years have passed over these lands, across these waters, and through these ancient houses of energy and spirit. We arrived to Egypt seeking answers, and after learning and experiencing so much, we leave with even more questions.
Egypt is so full of mystery. We still haven't even scratched the surface. And if I study another 50 years, I just quote Socrates. I say, all I know is I know nothing.
That is my favourite saying.
Is it? Mine too.
Not advanced human beings, we're still learning every day, and no one's right, nobody's wrong, but we can try to open our minds and our hearts to understanding more.
Yeah, that's right. This is completely right.
Shukran, man. Thank you, man.
The ancient knowledge, it's shaking the sand and waking up again.